Hey kids, we're a couple of annoying grunt boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast.
Chicken nugget, I'd like to eat you while I drive. 'Cause you guys and french fries are the perfect breakfast. She's living in L.A. with my best old ex-friend Ray. Isn't that the way the nugget tastes? Well, let's forget all that and give me some coleslaw if you can find it. You've been so much more than kind, you can keep the dime.
That's right, we're the Doe-official podcast that explores the Simpsons from seasons 11 and beyond, and the newest ones when they come out. Why do we do it that way? Well, a entity known as the Wheel of Random has trapped us and forced us to watch the show in such a manner. Plus, there's plenty of other podcasts that explore the quote-unquote golden age, that being seasons 1 through 10, and, well, we actually already talked about season 11, so here we are. And I say we because I am one annoyed grunt boy named Steve, and with me, as always, is the other annoyed grunt boy,
Craig.
Hello, Craig. How are we doing this week?
We are doing.
That's right. We are doing some spring cleaning. That's right. We're back for another episode where we're going to go back into the archives and redo an episode that we did way back in our early days because, well, we thought they're not very good and we can do better.
I don't know. Like, I'm starting to feel like maybe we're just down on ourselves. You know, I'm always saying that, the audio quality was shitty. But I figured by our third episode, the audio quality was probably a little bit better. Because I remember the first couple episodes, we didn't really know what we were doing. So I think by episode 3, which is the episode we're going to re-review from our catalog. But, every time we are doing these, we feel like we kind of want to go back and listen to a little bit of the original broadcast of the episode. So I'm going to prove myself right and say that,
of course,
I don't think we need to do this. So should we hear just maybe how the episode began?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll be good enough. We can just put that episode out again, and then we can all go home.
Ooh, good idea. All right, let's hear it. Hey, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the 138th Simpsons podcast. I'm half a host, Craig.
And I'm your other half host, Steve.
Steve, how you doing?
Doing great, Craig. How are you? How's your week?
I'm great. Did you survive the Snowmageddon 2019 here in Portland, Oregon?
I got to tell you, it was rough. I had several snowflakes on me.
Were you in a tin can, or?
Yeah, I did move into a tin can for a little while. I rented it out from a hermit crab. Very nice space. It was a can of beans, rinsed out, of course. Navy beans, because I support our troops. But yeah, I did not sound good there.
I mean, I didn't either. So that must have been a re-record when I said, I'm Craig, and then edited your audio and then just played whatever I recorded. So I'm going to continue. I got to tell you, I Saturday morning woke up with about half an inch.
Oh, boy.
And then I looked outside and the snow was about 2 inches.
Hey-o!
So. I think I butchered that joke. I've been working on that.
I think it was perfect.
Hey, solid penis joke.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to go to 9 minutes in and see what we're talking about. So much to the chagrin of the internet, because the internet sucks. But Steve, we have 2 more seasons to talk about.
Right, we've got
possibly.
A lot more.
So 31 and 32, internet seems to be annoyed by it. But you know what? Screw the internet. Announcing that season 31 and 2 have been greenlit.
It's funny how far we've come and how far we haven't come.
That's what she said? Let's go to, how about good old 15 minutes into the broadcast here.
I will say, though, as a little aside, just for fun, I went out of order. I watched the latest Treehouse of Horror, which is the episode right before this one.
Oh, okay.
And, oh boy.
We'll get to that when the Wheel of Getting happens.
Yeah, it's an episode.
Did we call it the Wheel of Getting?
Well, I learned that the season 30 Treehouse of Horror, what you were kind of implying that it wasn't good. And have we reviewed that one? That would have been Treehouse of Horror 29. I got to look at our sheets here.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you if it's.
We have not.
Wow. Ooh. You know what? We might have to do that pretty soon then, just for clarity. It was the one before that episode. Yeah, we haven't really reviewed much. I'm looking at season 30. We reviewed the second episode, Heartbreak Hotel. We worked episode called Working Mom, Krusty the Clown, Mad About the Toy, The Clown Stays in the Picture, Girls in the Band, and Doe Canada. We still have quite a few season 30s we haven't talked about, so I can't remember what season or Treehouse of Horror 29 is. Steve, write that down in the books. Maybe towards Halloween time, we'll do that one. We'll revisit this, revisiting that, revisiting this.
Whoa, yeah, I like this.
Because I couldn't tell you what that one was about. All right, that's some nice insight. Hey, we're learning from ourselves. Let's skip ahead to, I want to hear what the 20-minute mark is. Like, have we gotten into the episode yet?
Halloween was number 5. Haven't watched that. Heard mixed reviews about that.
I've heard it's supposed to be very good.
Are you a big horror fan?
I like horror just fine. I'm not into it as other people. I'm more of a classics guy. I'll take some early, like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, so now we're doing like the top 10 of movies, I think. We're not doing the number 1. We were...
Right. We're talking going straight down, yeah.
So we're at 20 minutes going in. Haven't started the show. Just like dragging. Just sitting here not talking about The Simpsons. Just mindless chatter. I'm not really doing anything.
Chit-chatting away.
Yeah. Saying words that we could edit out, but wasting our listeners' time.
Content and, yeah.
And not doing anything. It's just really unprofessional then.
Yeah, I'm glad that we have grown.
Use more "us" to describe what's been going on. Should we go to the 30-minute mark and see if we are now?
Yeah, I feel like at that point we should be like deep into it.
So is it Dolph or Jimbo's girlfriend? It doesn't matter. Okay, sorry. Continue with the episode.
Yeah.
So
Homer's driving around listening to or singing a parody of Jim Croce's "No Operator on the Line," which took me forever to figure out that song because it's not credited anywhere.
Oh, okay. So we're talking about the episode, but where is that in the episode general? He's talking.
That's like 2 minutes. That's like the very beginning of the episode.
Oh, all right. And
also, I think we were also having that revelation about we didn't know who Shauna was at the time, which is weird.
Right. Oh, because she's in this episode as the fast food worker. All right. We're going to go to an hour, Steve. We're going to see what we are talking about in the hour. We probably should be wrapping up by here.
One would assume.
Yeah.
So Tony Sokol of Den of Geef gave this episode 4 out of 5 points, raking. Stating the episode, quotes, maybe the closest to a classic Simpsons have offered in a long time. It's purely episodic. The subtle tweaks at the ruling class are timely, and the struggles at the center of it are universal.
I forgot we used to read external reviews of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm glad we don't do anymore, because I feel like if we read other reviews, that'll sway us a little bit more.
Yeah, and a lot of it is just us making fun of other people's spelling or pronunciation. Like,
right.
I don't know. It left a bad taste in my mouth. So yeah, I'm glad we don't.
Oh no, that was my semen I just put in your mouth for my penis.
Tasted familiar.
No, I think you're right. Like, I think we were a little bit more meaner, I think, when we started this. And not towards the Simpsons, but to internet people. And we're no better than them, so why are we doing that? Yeah.
One could argue that we're far worse.
Yeah, I don't think they could argue that at all. I think they'd be right. Let's just go to the 65-minute mark. We'll go 5 minutes into the future of this to hear the final wrap-ups.
Yeah. So hard because they're all...
The problem is because they're all 9 spikes to me.
Yeah, I know.
So right now, let's just keep it at with... I think with our 9 spike rule is just to have a to compare to so let's just say seasons 1 through 10 are all 9 spikes.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna say sure there's probably some that are,
Jesus Christ. Say what you're going to say. Stop it. Put some editing into this, guys. What are we talking about? Oh, spikes. You were saying last time we did an old episode.
Right.
We reviewed it off of Bart's hair spikes and 9 was the best. Because he had 9 spikes. Okay. I mean, I don't want to hear what we gave this because we got to go watch this episode anyways, right?
Right.
All right.
But I do think we heard some stuff that we used to be like, and it's, if nothing else, it's good to see that we've grown.
And I think we should actually just re-review this episode because I'm embarrassed to listen to this old episode.
I completely agree. So let's jump back into that mindset, though, not of us, but of the episode. So let's go back in time, all the way back to November 4th, 2018. Craig, what was the number 1 movie in the box office?
I'm sure if we listened to that old one, we would have finally got to it, but it was Bohemian Rhapsody. Did that win awards?
I think it did. Really weird editing.
Our podcast?
In that episode. Yes. No, in that movie as well. They had the same editor as we do. A complete idiot.
I did not see that. I'm very iffy on biopics. I think I probably talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
I was so hesitant to see the Bob Dylan win with Timothy Chalamet. Oh, sorry, it's still April. Timothy April May. Wait, Timothy Chalamet April.
There you go.
He'll be Timothy Chalamet next month. But then I finally watched it. I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
I have not seen that one, but Bohemian Rhapsody is just fine, and I do think it follows the usual path of most biopics, like rockstar biopics, where, out of place person gets talent, gets drugs, gets talent. It's what it is. It's fine.
Gets AIDS and then dies.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, yeah, but we did learn in that biopic that when young Freddie Mercury was in school, he was very popular, and, the boys would be like, hey, the ladies, they think you're cool, and they are affectionate towards you.
He would always wear the same 5 shirts.
And they were kind of a off red color, a little red purple.
And didn't he grow up in... He grew up in England, but was it the town Cardiff? And what would they always call all the boys in Cardiff?
Oh, yeah. The Cardiff Bees.
Or shortened.
Yeah, the Cardi Bees.
Yeah. See, what was the number 1 song of the Billboard for that week? Jesus.
It's Girls Like You by Maroon 5 featuring Cardi B.
Steve, your jokes for this segment are always so authentic and real. Unlike mine that are like fictional serpents.
Come on, Craig. You have a God-given talent for this. The way that your mind works, it's fire.
Are you saying I'm the Roy Hobbs, the Robert Redford character from that movie he was in?
Of course, yes. Which brings us to our number 1 hot rock and alternative song, Natural by Imagine Dragons.
I think that joke was the way it was supposed to be.
Yes, it was exactly how we wanted it, baby.
And how about that?
And, we can go all over the country, and they would agree.
From the penis to the taint of this country.
That's right. And speaking of penises and taints, let's talk about country. And the number 1 song was Meant to Be by Baby Rexha and Florida Georgia Line. And we have had that song multiple times, and I never know if I'm saying Baby Rexha right.
Every time you say that name, puts a smile on my face, and I want to eat a fluffernutter sandwich on my favorite holiday for the French people.
Ah, nice. That's very sweet. And it's also coincidentally perfect for our hot dance and electric song, Happier, by Marshmello and Bastille.
We did it.
Well done, us. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about Baby You Can't Drive My Car, in which a self-driving car company sets up in Springfield and lures all of the power plant employees to join its fun work environment. All right, let's give it a watch, and we'll be right back. We're back. Today we're talking about Baby, You Can't Drive My Car, the 5th episode of the 32nd season. It is episode 644 in the show's run. It originally aired on November 4th, 2018. Your nerd code is XABF18. It was written by Rob LaZebnik, directed by Timothy Bailey, and your showrunner is Al Jean.
All right, Robbie LZ, as his friends call him.
Lazy boy.
Yeah. Did you know he married author Clara Scoville LaZebnik?
Whoa, that was convenient.
Yeah. We've talked about good old Robbie. He's also friends with Conan O'Brien. I know this because every time Conan O'Brien does an ad on his show, he's always talking about Miller Lite and hanging out with his friends like Rob LaZebnik. So we know him and Conan O'Brien like to drink Miller Lights.
Nice.
And that's not an ad, I don't think. I think Conan is telling the truth.
I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, Conan O'Brien seems like such a light beer drinker, right?
Sure.
That man's never had a duff in his life.
The Irish are not known for drinking.
It's funny. I feel like Conan O'Brien. I know we should be talking about Rob LaZebnik, but Conan O'Brien is like a dorky Irish guy who doesn't fit in that Irish stereotype of like an alcoholic because he doesn't.
Yeah.
I swear, I'm sure I've seen him drink a Guinness on his show, but he's the last person who I think would go home and crack open a beer.
Yeah, I feel like he would, on camera, drink a ludicrous amount of... he would, like, down a beer in one fell swoop. But, yeah, at home, he doesn't touch the stuff. He gets, like, tipsy off of, like, cough syrup.
Or, like, tea.
Yeah. English breakfast, what?
That's a little too crazy for the Irish.
Woo. Yeah.
But Robbie Z, LaZebnik, he probably hates when I refer him to... I'll call him by his Christian name. Robert LaZebnik.
LaZebnik.
He has written 20 episodes.
Whoa.
And Steve, I feel like we never bring him up because we've only reviewed 17 out of his 20 episodes. So we never talk about him at all.
Yeah, no. We're almost done.
Yeah. In fact, this will be our 18th time talking about him, but, because this is our second time go around with this episode. But we haven't talked about a couple of them, and that is Father Knows Worst, Boy Meets Curl, The Girl Code, My Sports, Frinkcoin, and Burger Kings, which I'm excited to go and watch Burger Kings because, as we know, Burger King is back.
That's right. That new Whopper is all the rage.
Steve, I had the new Whopper over the Arch Deluxe. I don't know why. But it's, as the kids would say in 2017, it slapped.
Oh, nice. You know who else slapped? Will Smith.
In 2017?
It's probably a little bit after that, but you never know what he's up to. He's probably slapping people. Like, before you can slap Chris Rock, you gotta, like, work up to, like, other people. So, maybe Johnny Pebble.
I was going to say, maybe Willow or Jaden. Jesus. We all know
At first I was like, why was he slapping the magical elf? And it's like, oh yeah, his daughter.
See, when I think of Willow, you said magical. I was going to say the magical lesbian Willow from Buffy.
Oh yes, right.
But your Willow is a magical little person.
Yeah, it's Willow Osgood.
Do you think Will Smith named his daughter Willow after Willow, the movie?
I assume so. I assume he's a big fan. But he could also be a big Buffy fan, too.
I lean more towards, like, Will Smith. Like, the one little thing you don't know about him is, like, he's a huge fan of the movie Willow.
He's got a big Mad Mardigan poster.
Yeah. He, like, before he slapped Chris Rock, like, he was working on, like, rebooting Willow so he could be Mad Mardigan and Jaden could be Willow probably, or maybe vice versa, his daughter would be Willow.
That's why I think he tanked the HBO series. That's why it didn't get picked up, because
Disney, Steve. Disney, not HBO.
That's right.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sorry, I have some information then in 6 months. Disney will own HBO, or vice versa. It doesn't matter.
I'm kind of leaning towards Disney will just own everything, and you know what? Whatever. We're millennials. We can't do anything about it.
Yeah, everything is owned by everybody else, so whatever.
Steve, let's just begin the episode, and we have a title gag, and it's good old Chief Wiggum. He's riding a jetpack, zipping through the air. Is it a jetpack, or it's one of those, like, water jetpacks?
It could be a water jetpack. What did he have in Sky Police, which is another episode that we reviewed several decades
ago? Yeah. Well, maybe that's it. Maybe this is the Sky Police rocket. It just looks like water vapor coming out.
That's true, yeah.
But it probably is reference to that Sky Police episode. Huh. All right, well, we're just going to say it is.
All right. Well, we also have a couch gag in which the Simpsons, in their exercise gear, each hop on a stationary bike in the living room and begin to pedal. So Marge and the kids each ride off on their fitness equipment, leaving Homer behind.
How is that even possible?
I don't know.
All right, well, our episode begins, as it always does, with Homer at the drive-thru window of Krusty Burger. And employee Shauna hands Homer his order, stating, "Here's your nuggets." He asks if they are chicken nuggets, and after a moment of hesitation, Shauna confirms that they are, in fact, chicken nuggets, which includes things that were ate or were eaten by a chicken. So he has, like, this thought, and I like how a chicken is part of it. The nuggets, like it's a chicken, a hot dog, a rat, and an elephant.
Yes. So Homer drives off, using his dash as a makeshift dining table, setting up his nugs and their various dipping sauces while he sings a ballad to fast food in the style of Jim Croce. So as he eats and croons, he knocks Squeaky Voice Teen off of his bike and then proceeds to run straight into a marching band in the middle of a parade. And this is like the second time in a week that we've had people running people over in the middle of the street, so it's a trend.
I feel like there's just a lot of marching band, or just marching bands in Springfield a lot. Like there's always someone marching. Remember that episode where like Marge is on the lam? Not on that episode, but she's running through Springfield and she grabs the trash cans and pretends they're cymbals because her hair looks like the
Right.
the marching band's chapeaus.
Dewey Largo must be doing something right.
I don't really think it's Dewey Largo. I just think there's because they're not elementary school kids; they're adult-looking people.
Sure, but they're fostering their passion for music early on in elementary school, maybe. I don't know, maybe not.
Well, Homer pulls into the parking lot of the power plant, ready to begin a day of work after that satisfying meal. So he runs over a speed bump, causing one of the nuggets to pop into the air and down his throat. And Homer begins to choke, but is still able to greet the parking attendant, Don. He then attempts the Heimlich maneuver on himself, pressing against his seatbelt. Steve, how are you on chicken nuggets?
I'm a big fan. I like them.
All right.
Although, I was thinking about that. He's having fries and chicken nuggets for breakfast.
What's wrong
Maybe
with that?
not. Yeah, I know. I was thinking, like, that might not be for everybody, but I would definitely do that.
Like, why doesn't McDonald's serve nuggets all day? Like, just have some maple syrup to dip the nuggets in.
Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, like, honey was my favorite dipping sauce, and it's good.
What about hot honey?
I do enjoy hot honey. I like that. Like, most people, like, are, like, all about the crazy hot, spicy hot sauces, and, like, like the burn your asshole or whatever. I'm in the camp of hot mustard. I like the weird Chinese mustard that tastes like paint thinner. It's delightful to me.
I say no to that. I have this like aversion to hot mustards and wasabi and horseradish, and it all tastes the same to me. So I can't do it. I can't.
I get it. Yeah.
All right.
And that's your right as an American.
Who says I'm American?
Sorry, that's your right as a Canadian.
I'm not that either.
That's your right as a Jamaican Irishman.
Sure, let's go with that.
All right. So while Homer is choking, he drives into a nearby construction site and up a mound of dirt. He then coughs out the nugget, noticing that the breaded meat is still hanging in the air. So he tries to re-swallow it, but it falls to the hood of the car, and then the camera zooms out to reveal that Homer is in the air, upside down. As if things couldn't get any worse, he crashes into the office of C. Montgomery Burns.
Any Joe billionaire can have a Fabergé egg. I have the only Fabergé chicken. You're fired.
Okay, fine. You know what? This is just a kick in the pants. I need to turn my life around.
If you're going to turn that body around, I suggest you do it in shifts.
Oh, and, Mr. Burns, you are a crazy, wrinkly, short piece of garbage.
I thought I was tall.
I'm really getting tired of this. The losing the jobs, the going to Moe's, the Halloween bucket by the bed, and the licking of the deodorant sticks. They're not popsicles.
Mint is mint.
Also, we have to start these lists earlier. It's almost midnight.
Have you ever heard of a mint deodorant stick?
No, I feel like that wouldn't be... Like, if you had any open, like, stores or, like, open cuts or anything, not that you're cutting up your armpits, but I feel like that would really burn.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it like what Ben Gay is? Like, minty...
Whatever Ben wants to be. Let him live his life.
You know, like that those, like, icy hot. Like, they kind of mint deodorant. Do they have, like, any... is there any flavored deodorants? No one's buying, like, But it seems like they would like strawberry scented deodorant, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, like, you know how they make like kids toothpaste that is like strawberry flavored or like bubblegum flavored?
I know that.
I'm sure you do. But yeah, why couldn't they have a bubblegum flavored deodorant? Like, who doesn't want to smell like bubblegum?
Like, you know, when you're passionate in bed with your partner and like you're, you know, kissing everywhere. No one ever kisses the armpits because what's the point? That's gross. But imagine having like bubble gum, as you say, like,
yes.
And you chew on their armpit.
Oh, yeah. Give me that bazooka, Joe.
Are you talking about your penis?
Yeah. It wears an eye patch.
It's got shitty comic strips on it.
Yeah, it's not funny. And you loses its flavor after like 3 seconds.
I mean, we usually laugh at your penis, but not with it.
As long as you blow it, I don't care.
How do I get out of this? Oh, the Fabergé chicken. Very funny bit. There you go.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because going back in time, when this episode first aired, it was about 2 months before we first started doing this podcast. And at the time, I was not unlike Homer because I had left my job at the time for another job, which I didn't like, so I quit. So I was unemployed for 2 months.
We got the idea, like, hey, what if you start, like, we do this podcast and maybe, like, you learn how to do editing or something. I don't know. I'll give you something to do in your time.
Yeah, and that clearly worked out well.
Yeah. Now look at us.
Here we are.
So Homer swears that he's really, really trying, even if his shaggy gray beard and single socks suggest otherwise. So I didn't know that, like, if Homer grows a full beard, it's just gray.
Yeah, I know.
I rock the gray chin hair.
Ooh.
Yeah. If you look at Jack Black and me, we pretty much look like the same person.
I always get you kind of confused.
Yeah. It's so confusing. One is talented and makes many people laugh. The other is Jack Black.
That's right.
Aha!
There's always a weird bald guy next to him.
Oh my God, you are Kyle.
That's right.
Steve, we shouldn't be friends because of what you said about Trump on stage a year ago.
You forgive me.
Privately, Steve, I don't want to
Oh, right.
alienate our 2%ers of Trumpers out there.
Oof.
Yeah, so Homer has applied everywhere in town, including Lisa's lemonade stand. And then Lisa pops in. Mind you, this is like at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa's still there. And is Marge drinking coffee or tea? Probably tea from that cup.
Right.
But yeah, Lisa pops in to complain that he drank half of the product, and Homer argues that he needs to believe in something before endorsing it. And Lisa remarks that all the proceeds were going to the National Endowment for the Arts, providing them with 80% of their funding. And then she walks away grumbling herself. So it's a funny bit that just little Lisa's lemonade stand accounts for 80% of the National Endowment of the Arts.
Which is very prescient, too, because nowadays that's probably about true. So Marge sternly tells Homer that he needs to find a new job, but it seems that he's actually found a new passion instead, and that's watching Korean soap operas. Homer describes the trials and tribulations of young Soon Jip and her father, who has forbidden her from seeing her one true love, pop star Johnny Pop. So Marge switches to Channel 6, where Kent Brockman is conveniently reporting on a relevant topic.
Out of a job? You're in luck. The high-tech startup company Cargo is moving to Springfield.
I'm proud to announce that we beat out 50 other hopeless cities. Eat our rust, Toledo.
What does the city gain from this deal?
Jobs. 8 to 12 jobs. Okay, Marge, you see that? It's a sign. I'm gonna get one of those jobs.
Yes, you will. Says our self-help guru in our next segment on positive thinking.
Oh, TV never talks to just me.
It is great when always the newscast is always relevant to the story that we're watching.
And as soon as you switch the channel, it's beginning at just the right point.
And I love how it's creating jobs, but, for only 8 people.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure I said this the first time we talked about this, but Cargo, such a good name for a car driving service.
And even the logo, even as rudimentary as it is, like, It looks like a little car.
Yeah.
With the wheels, with the zeros, the O's as the wheels, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the wheels.
Yeah. The G and the O are like the tires.
Yeah, the C and the G are the tires.
Yeah, there you go.
It just kind of looks like a car, in a way. I'll shut up now.
Actually, why don't you talk some more?
In the fancy modern glass-walled offices of Cargo, Homer attends an interview where he learns that they are at the forefront of autonomous vehicle technology. The hip business casual interviewers tell Homer that they are looking for highly passive humans to road test their self-driving cars. And Homer sits in silence perfectly still for several seconds, which is actually the perfect answer.
So one of the interviewers compliments Homer's passivity and adds that his horrible driving record is also an asset. They mention that he has never once used his blinkers, and Homer responds that the direction that he wishes to go is his own business and his alone. He then repeatedly chants USA. So the Cargo folks are impressed that Homer has even managed to drive over himself.
So when asked if there are any pertinent information about himself, Homer admits that often his road rage is actually home rage transferred onto the highway. He then presents his license, which has a large red stamp that says, "Warning, fat loser." The interviewer is curious who is actually being warned, leading Homer to explain that his sisters-in-law work at the DMV.
Sitting in a small auditorium with 7 other finalists, Homer has one final test to prove if he is Cargo material. They want to know who is capable of sitting for hours at a time doing absolutely nothing. And Homer feels that this is one interview question he can actually answer.
So time passes and the other candidates give up, but Homer just sits there. And night falls, and then a satanic cult attempts to sacrifice a goat, but the bloodletter is bitten by the beast. After the while, Homer just sits perfectly still. Then the Cargo reps tell him that he's got the job, but he asks for 5 more minutes. And then in the parking lot, Homer learns the finer points of his duties.
Wow, there's no steering wheel. How do I steer?
No, it's a self-driving car.
Oh, I've never driven one of those before.
You don't have to. The car drives itself.
Awesome, awesome. So is it like a joystick or like a turning wheel for steering?
You just tell it where to go.
Oh, I speak into the steering wheel. Antoine, check this out. The car is driving by itself. I'm a genius.
Now you're free to do whatever you like, Homer.
Can I text while it's driving?
You can write a novel while you're driving.
Whoa, 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 whoa. In today's publishing environment?
Will you look at that? The car is driving home.
Wow, as far as I'm concerned, I would never forfeit my control of the wheel.
Whoa, Homer's making a smoothie while he drives.
I want to make smoothies when I drive.
You don't like smoothies.
I want to make them. I don't want to drink them.
It reminds me of like when Homer was in the Witness Protection Program, and he was known as Mr. Thompson.
I don't feel that I don't want to make smoothies or drink them, so I'm not like Lenny.
I am like Lenny in that I don't love making a smoothie, but I make one every day. But I also drink one every day, so it works out.
Isn't your smoothie just usually 4 scoops of ice cream, 2 cups of milk, Reese's peanut butter cups, and that's it?
Hey. There's also chocolate syrup in there.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. You're like, I'm drinking a smoothie.
It goes smoothly in me.
I make my child a smoothie every day. Well, like oatmeal smoothie.
Yeah.
It's oatmeal, milk, bananas, peanut butter, spinach, and because she's basic, I throw some pumpkin spice in there too. So she's got a well-balanced smoothie for breakfast. It's pretty good though. Like, adults shouldn't have it because of I'm assuming the milk.
Yeah. Can I tell you my smoothie that I do?
Sure. You tell me while I go do my taxes. All right, go tell me.
No, I do a banana, some frozen berries, some frozen pineapple, coconut water, Greek yogurt, peanut butter, protein powder, and then a little bit of kefir, which is the drinking yogurt.
Oh yeah, we would get her kefir. Is that how you say it, by the way?
As far as I know, I could be completely wrong, but
I think I always call it kefir. I don't know, but have you used that to like make like Kraft macaroni and cheese? It's very rich if you do it that way.
I have not thought about that.
This is not a food podcast. Sorry. Back to this satanic show that we watch. It's weird that like I don't know if we talked about it back 7 years ago that the autonomous car like was still just like something that they were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there wasn't like full robot cars on the streets in 2017. But is that what year this was? 2017.
2018.
Or 2018. And now we live with Waymos, which I still think is a derogatory term we used in 6th grade for someone that we didn't like.
Yeah, it does sound problematic.
You're such a Waymo. We don't have them in Portland, do we?
I don't think so, but you're right. My wife and I took a trip to San Francisco last year, and they are everywhere.
San Francisco, the city of Waymos.
Yeah, I don't think you can say that.
Okay, sorry. In 6th grade, it was okay if I did.
Yeah.
I didn't know better.
Right, it was a simpler time.
Back when Clinton could get a Waymo in his Oval Office, and that was the biggest problem in this country.
That's right.
See,
well, he's probably getting Waymos other places too. So,
yeah. And I know you always see like videos online of like I saw one the other week where it was the Waymo. There was I think speaking of parades, I think there was a parade going on and it doesn't know about it, and a cop was trying to stop the car from like going. Oh, God. And then the people in the car are like, "We're in a robot car. We don't know what to do." I think if you just like because the cop I think was getting in front of it, but the Waymo was trying to get around the cop, like standing there. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I think it's fun that we've come full circle now that we have this in major metropolitan. I'm assuming places like Chicago, New York have them.
Yeah. They seem like a great idea. Nothing new wrong.
Yeah, Steve and I are true New Yorkers. We don't drive when we're in New York.
Well, no. That's what other driving services are for. Spend way too much money on them. Oof. Anyway, so as Homer revives his version of Operator, he enjoys more nuggets from Krusty Burger and then tends to a bonsai tree, uses a sunroof for a tanning session, and watches as Lenny does a keg stand in the self-driving car. He then emulates Marge from the opening of the show, taking Maggie for a spin, and both father and daughter pretending to drive with a fake steering wheel.
Great callback to the credits.
Mm-hmm.
So Homer tearfully continues to sing as he and Bart play catch in each other's own cargo automated vehicle. The ball rolls away from them, causing Hans Moleman to run over it and then flip his own car. Other activities Homer enjoys while the car drives include building several ships and several bottles, and working out with the help of a YouTube app exercise video on his phone and his adjustable car seat.
I really think that Hans Moleman's car should have exploded, just because we like explosions.
Yeah, when things happen like that, there should always be explosions. We know.
Mm-hmm. So, pleased to be making a day's worth of pay for simply sitting in a car, Homer says goodbye to the brutal rat race, thinking about all of his hard work, napping at Sector 7G. And then Marge arrives at Cargo in what Homer calls her yesterday mobile, the station wagon, to pick him up. But before he can go, he needs to grab a banh mi, which he assumes is what tech people call sandwiches.
There's no Y in banh mi, Steve.
But there is in Win.
What?
And in hoagie.
No, you're supposed to say there is an I in banh mi.
Oh, yeah, there is. There it is, right at the end there.
Yeah, it's right there. See? Whoosh. That's my hand going over your head. You didn't get my joke.
Whoosh.
So yeah, once he receives his food, Homer laughs to himself, thinking that they forgot to charge him. The cafeteria attendant informs him that banh mi, along with all the other food, is free.
Whoa.
And Homer, he's awestruck. So he wipes away tears of joy as pure imagination from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory plays. He shuffles several dining trays, and then he deals them out, gleefully grabbing pastries and other delights, 2 at a time, one for him and one for the tray. None for the studio, though, Steve.
Right, yeah. So he finds a dessert that Marge would adore, some sweets for the kids, and then eyes the carving station, telling the employee to take the rest of the day off as he grabs a whole roast, a ham, and a turkey. And knowing that his success makes her horny, Homer shows Marge around the cargo offices.
Homie, when you lost your job, I was so worried. But this is the nicest place to work I've ever seen.
Come on, let me show you around the campus. There's the gym, which has never been used. Indoor Ferris wheel, never Ferrised. Then there's the rock climbing wall, still in the wrapper.
How come no uses these things?
All these coders never stop working.
We should help them enjoy themselves.
Hey, nerd!
Yes? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes?
Ah, yes.
No, I just meant... Okay, fine, all of you, come down here.
Log off. Log off. Log off. Log off. Log off.
Nerds.
At first, when I saw the two people like on their computers standing up, I'm like, what are you talking about? They're playing Battleship. You know, we're having fun. I don't just look like...
It does look like Battleship.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how, you know, this episode isn't that old. It's only 8 years old, which is actually kind of old, but yeah, I know.
That's what you say on Epstein's Island, Steve. I understand.
Jeez. But it's still kind of on the other side of the aspirational, like, tech billionaire. Like, the idea of these companies being glorious places to work, and they have free food and, like, all these games. And, like, we've, like, gone over that hill, and now everything is awful, like, everywhere, all the time, everything. But it's kind of funny how we're still kind of, like, riding that roller coaster up of, like, there's these dream jobs where people work, but they don't really work. They just sit in a sunlit office, you know, with all these amenities. So it's kind of a sweet time.
Yeah, I was thinking, was the show Silicon Valley on at the time when this aired? And I feel like they did something similar with those non-problematic cast members of Silicon Valley.
Both of them.
Yeah. And we're talking about Kumail Nanjiani, of course, and Martin Starr.
Yeah.
But, like, I also was thinking, watching this now, that if this was today, this entire building would be vacant. All those people would have lost their jobs and are probably now, like, back at their parents' house. I mean, no shame. No shade, but I'm just saying, like, that's probably where they are now, if this was real.
Right, yeah. They are now probably Uber drivers.
Yeah. They're probably delivering DoorDash to the Oval Office.
And then fielding questions from the media about what is a doctor and what is a Jesus. I don't want to say him or not. I hate this headline.
Stay tuned for CBS this fall. The new drama, Chicago, Dr. Jesus. Isn't Dr. Jesus a character on The Pit?
Yeah. Dr. Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
He's hung like this.
Oh, boy. Let's just wrap it up, Steve. You ruined everything.
I'm sorry.
Homer and Marge cheer on employees as they play a rousing game of foosball, with Marge rooting for Team Blue and Homer repping the Team Bald. So the goalie for the blue team has a hidden camera in its eye where the cargo execs witness Homer and Marge, who they find to be surprisingly thin. So leading the team building exercise when they check the brain scan of the other workers. They are delighted to find their creative centers have gone indigo, as in, it ain't Scarlet.
Nice.
That's what Colin Jost calls his mistress.
It ain't Scarlet. His name is Michael. So Antoine and Zora, the cargo reps, tell Homer and Marge that what they did was truly paradigm blasting. So Marge apologizes, vowing to replace that paradigm, and they assure Marge that it's a good thing. They want to lead the industry in both employee satisfaction and money. Antoine adds that they have their competition by the nuts, adding that theft brought the last affordable housing in San Francisco, and Alcatraz has gone condo.
So after a celebratory chest bump and a shot of espresso, the cargo exec offer Homer a promotion and want to make Marge his partner. So cargo needs people like them to help the other workers relax, have fun, and help them forget that they may want to have families at home. After jokingly saying that they need to check on with their representative spouses, Homer and Marge take that job.
So diving deeper into the company culture, Homer and Marge visit the cafe where Homer orders a coffee that is actually more like a milkshake. So the barista asks which cow variety he'd like his milk from, with the options being Barnyard Basic, Collegiate Mascot, Minnesota Full Fat, or Imported Guernsey.
Now this joke would be, milk, oat milk, all the nut milks. rather than cow milk.
There is a trend in coffee shops to not serve traditional dairy milk at all. Some places, oat milk is the default milk, so you have to specify that you want cow's milk, which is whatever, I guess.
What about mommy's milk?
That's the sweetest milk of them all. Except for daddy's milk.
Jesus. The Minnesota full-fat daddy milk.
Speaking of daddies, Marge and Homer then show off their new workplace to the kids.
At the cereal bar, you can request nothing but prizes. The only thing I don't like is how I don't understand what everyone is saying.
Yeah, is that the new X4P1?
Yeah, but 18 core doesn't play nice with a motherboard unless you overclock.
So, Lisa, what does that mean?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
You're as stupid as I am. You're as stupid as I am. Mom!
Kids, you're both stupid in your own special ways.
Bart's much stupider than I am.
Oh, good girl. Let your brother win. Good morning, everybody. I made lemon squares.
Some, if not most, appear to be rhombuses.
Rhombi.
Both are acceptable.
That was so fun. Thank you, Marge.
What? You didn't even eat them.
Well, you'll really be thrilled with what we just found.
There's a regulation hockey rink on campus.
The fact that the nerds then go just presenting them with a dessert, and then for them to criticize the geometry of it is the treat that they were given. It's funny.
I'm sure we said in the original broadcast of this episode how delighted we were to see the nerds.
Mm-hmm.
I also love Bart's pink shirt that says Cargo, the logo on it. Both Bart and Lisa. And then I feel like even in 2018, they stopped putting prizes in cereal boxes. So where is he getting those toys from?
I don't know. They're a choking hazard that nobody understands anymore.
It's a big disappointment that we don't have toys in cereal boxes.
Yeah. I mean, what do you get now? A QR code?
No, you do. Like we got like Frosted Mini Wheats, and it's like a Minecraft thing. And it's you get a QR code for like a thing to play in your Minecraft.
Ugh.
And you know how I feel about Minecraft. I feel that in 1946, when Hitler was in his bunker and he just really wanted some mac and cheese and there wasn't any, he put a gun to his head and killed himself. And his last words were, "I just wanted Minecraft, mac and cheese."
Yes.
And then he shot himself.
And why wouldn't you? Because when you get that hankering for Kraft macaroni and cheese, you just gotta fill it. That's right. Today's episode is brought to you by Kraft.
But please do that in their current spokesman's John Mulaney's voice, please.
John Mulaney. Hi, I'm John Mulaney. I don't drink, but I do love Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's delicious.
You just sound like yourself. You just
I
said,
know.
"I'm John Mulaney." That's what we like. "I'm John Mulaney. Kraft mac and cheese is great." There. All right.
Sounds just like him.
Yeah, a regulation hockey rink. That sounds fun. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't play hockey, but I think that's like, do you ever feel like you have a skill that you've never got to explore? I feel like ice hockey is my skill that
I can see that, yeah. This is one of those things where you just lace up and you get on the ice and you're just like the next Wayne Gretzky for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, I get to marry a cast member from the film Chorus Line, and then
get to hang out with Bo Jackson and Michael Jordan.
And I get to hang out with the Canadian Prime Minister because, I'm not Canadian.
Right.
Whoever the MAGA, Canadian MAGA. Anyways, but like, yeah, like I've ice skate before. I'm not great, but put a stick in my hand. I feel like I can dazzle the hockey gods.
I'm sure you will.
What do you think your like talent is that you've never got to?
I was kind of thinking about that. Not good at things.
Like, it doesn't have to be a sport.
Yeah.
Like, what if like you just picked up a oboe and you knew how to play that? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I could be a DJ. Not just like playing records, but like, the mashups and like and like, if I could have one of those big dumb heads too, I would like that.
I mean, look in the mirror. But
yeah.
I feel like yours is a little bit more attainable than my hockey playing. Like, I got to find an ice rink. I got to get a puck. I got to get a stick.
Yeah, all I need is 2 turntables and a microphone.
You have a microphone.
Hey, I do. I'm talking to one right now. And I have one. I'm looking at 1 turntable. So really, I'm just 1 turntable away from being the next Moby. Oh, and I need to sleep with Natalie Portman.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
When she was underage, I believe. Was that the right thing? Or no, she was of age, but he was like, he's 20 years to her senior, isn't he?
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. And she has to deny it vehemently.
Yes. But he is a Simpsons fan, so that's something.
True. Natalie Portman will admit she's in a Star Wars movie, but she won't admit she slept with Moby. Yeah, so the nerds, Steve, they take to the ice where they proceed to slip, fall, and drop their various devices. And Marge, she's amazed that none of them can skate at all. And as a nerd Doug falls on his little bed and says, physical activity makes me so sad, he then lands up in the worst position of them all, fetal. And another one of Homer's college nerd pals, Benjamin, feels that they could be all cheered up by listening to a Christmas song written and performed by AI. And this is before really AI was the forefront of our industry. And a robotic female voice begins to sing.
And she sings, "I swear it is Christmas Eve. I hope that is what you say. The best Christmas present in the world is a blessing. I've always been there for the rest of our lives. 100.5 hours ago."
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So the nerds dance along to the monotone computer-generated voice, but Marge has a better idea. She spearheads a game of office chair hockey. Homer calls Lenny and Carl to show off his new job, leading them to reconsider their own current position. So they step outside of the nuclear power plant to find greener pastures, but instead discover a nuclear wasteland and a dilapidated building that used to be a Baskin Robbins. I like in the scene, they're always, doing the gloves and the atom or the nuclear rods, but their cell phones are always in the chamber too.
That's true, yeah. What are they doing? Like, they should really figure it out.
Right.
So back at Cargo, Marge and Homer enjoy the on-site VR headsets, envisioning themselves decked out in the finest clothes, dancing in a luxurious ballroom. So Homer declares that he's actually happy at work, adding that he hasn't even looked at his watch for a whole 7 minutes and 23 seconds.
But now that would be his cell phone, which is his watch.
Yeah.
Marge says that she's optimistic about the future, which Homer isn't used to hearing. She then remembers the time she got the very first Powerball number right, and they both reminisce about the number 27. Marge chose the number because that's what they had left in their bank account. $27 billion.
Woo!
Oh, sorry, that's Matt Groening's bank account. Marge and Homer's is 27 cents.
Ew.
Well, Homer and Marge share affection and hope for one another both virtually and in real life. Things aren't so optimistic at the power plant.
Smithers, what happened to our workers?
Well, apparently this new self-driving car company is poaching our employees. They do have an excellent LGBT policy.
What's that stand for? Lazy goof-off buffoons? And transgender? All right, Smithers, what say you and I go undercover and check out this company?
You're fluent in SQL, Python, and JavaScript. 3 years in Google's AI division. Wow. These are very impressive resumes for 22-year-olds.
We're in. Tugs of war? Iced cream? I could never offer this.
You could if you just deferred 0.5% of your compensation.
I could never offer this. Smithers, do you realize how brilliant this is? Instead of paying them more, they make the workplace pleasant, so the employees never want to leave. I can never beat this.
Steve, that snorting, was that you or doing cocaine, or was that the clip?
A little column A, a little column B.
You have your lines of cocaine. One says A and B.
That's right. One's for during the podcast, and the other one's for during the podcast. Lazy goof-off buffoons and transgender. That made me giggle.
And snort cocaine, from what I hear.
Yes. While getting a rub down at the massage table, a greased-up and naked Monty slips out of the table through the head hole. The massager apologizes, but Burns is understanding, as this happens often.
So with workday done, Homer and Marge hop in one of those Cargo's self-driving cars, and Marge instructs to drive them home. She then shares her idea with Homer, such as a special day where everyone can dress up as their favorite superheroes. Homer loves the plan, adding that they can also offer hero sandwiches. Marge says that the best part of working with Homer is everything.
Aw.
All right, Steve, what are you wearing?
Let's see. If I worked at a school, it'd be the Punisher. Just because, I want to fit in. But I'm probably going Spider-Man. What about you?
Well, you got to think about this. Think about it logically, all right?
Okay.
If you're there 8 hours, dressed as your favorite superhero, or not just favorite, just superhero, you got to think of comfort. Are you really going to be one wearing that Spider-Man mask and leotard all 8 hours?
That's a good point.
I don't know, how you going to go pee-pee. You got to take your whole suit off unless there's like a zipper on the crotch, but I don't know. I don't know what your Spider-Man costume is. What if you get a spontaneous erection like you usually do?
Yeah, it's true.
So you got to go with you said Punisher. That's not bad because you're just wearing a jeans and a t-shirt and a cool trench coat. So not bad. And you get to shoot people.
Mm-hmm.
And cops will adore you. So that's not a bad one. I'd probably go with the Hulk.
Nice.
Just so I could be naked and wearing purple shorts.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could also be the Thing. Just because, he just wears a Speedo.
Yeah, but then you got to get rocks all over you.
Yeah.
Human Torch? You light yourself on fire?
Mm-hmm. So back to The Simpsons. The car that they're driving comes to a complete stop, but instead of going to 742 Evergreen Terrace, they parked in front of a hero sandwich shop. So finding it odd, Marge suggests that the car is listening in on their conversation. So testing out that theory, Homer loudly states that he's in the mood for donuts, and the car then drives them to Lard Lad. And Homer says that he's so hungry he could eat a horse, and that leads them to Krusty Burger.
I imagine at this time, too, we were probably talking about how it's crazy that your cell phones can hear you and suggest ads when you go search online. And now, we don't bring that up because it's just part of our everyday culture and it's not weird.
Right. My TikTok algorithm is just my thoughts for the day, 2 seconds before or after I've had them.
And you're fine with it. You don't need to tell people that it's crazy. It's normal now.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
So stunned by the revelation, Homer says, "Holy crap," resulting of them heading to the First Church of Springfield, specifically to an open bathroom window where Reverend Lovejoy is dropping a divine deuce. And if you look in the background, there's a shower curtain. Is there a shower curtain, showers in churches? Because he has his own house, unless he has to... Well, he probably has to take altar boys there to wash the sin off them, right?
Yeah, the sin. Is that what you call cum?
Yeah. I mean, I feel evil after it exits my evil wiener.
Sure.
Marge then remarks that the company is up to some kind of monkey business. And then after a visit to Marcel's Monkey Rentals, Marge brings her concerns to the Cargo executives.
There's a problem with the driverless car.
Oh, there's no problem. It's our sponsored rides program.
The cars passively combine your conversations, facial expressions, and data we stole from Equifax to determine which of our corporate sponsors to take you to.
Corporate sponsors? What the? Don't you make enough money giving out cars for free?
Do you think dating sites want you to meet other people? They want your data. That's what all websites want.
Not datagrab.net.
Yep.
And you can't stop us. When you joined, you signed non-disclosure agreements, which nobody ever reads.
You don't want to mess with us. We have lawyers that were crossbred with wolves.
Well, you prepare to hear from a guy pretending to be my lawyer. Probably Mo. Now I'm gonna defiantly exit on this moving walkway. Good day. I should have gotten off.
Datagrab.net doesn't seem to exist, Steve.
Oh, but you typed it in and then they stole all your information.
Probably.
I mean, this, that little line is so relevant then and now, because that's what, we have ceased being consumers, or, we as human beings who buy things are no longer customers or consumers. We're just data to be bought and sold. Like, we're the product. And we're all just like, yeah, it's what we are. But it's true, and it's depressing.
But in ways, aren't you, like, happy you see what you want to see?
Yeah, there is part of me that's just like, yeah, we're in the dystopia. Might as well just go along for the ride.
Yeah. What are you going to do about it, Steve? You're just one person.
Yeah, there's no hope.
You think you can lead this revolution? No, you can't. So sit down and be a fucking drone.
All right. Can't someone else do it?
That's all we're saying. But except for this podcast, we will be the only Simpsons podcasters.
Yes.
Well, Homer sits at the bar, sipping on a duff, and Mo calls Cargo to let them know that his client, Homer, is suing Hughes. He then says that he is not a pretend attorney, but rather Homer's Homer's lawyer.
Yeah. So Cargo cars make their way through Springfield with mixed results. Krusty's ride takes him to a soda vending machine, but that wasn't the kind of Coke he was hoping for. And then he's taken to a steel factory, which offers Coke used in the production of steel. And for those of you who don't know, Coke is a carbon-rich fuel derived from heating coal, acting as a critical fuel reducing agent and physical support in blast surfaces for smelting iron ore.
Or what?
Or not, I don't know.
You said iron ore, and I said or what?
Oh, sorry, iron or copper.
Okay.
Why not? So Krusty lets out a frustrated groan.
And in another Cargo, Agnes complains to Seymour that he's driving too fast, and Seymour stops reading to remind his mother that they are in a self-driving car. But she slaps the book out of his hand, telling him to keep his eyes on the road. He wonders what he's going to do with his elderly mother, and then they are taken to an assisted suicide clinic that just so happens to take their insurance.
That's nice of them. Another assisted suicide thing. That's fun. So in bed that night, Homer is in disbelief that Cargo would invade the sanctity of his car. He wonders what will betray him next. His Alexa? So the digital assistant pipes up to say that she's only here to help, and then orders some calming tea. Marge then weighs the options, leading Homer to drink, as we'll hear in this clip.
Thank you, Alexa. Now, on the one hand, we know they're manipulating people. But who gives a darn when working there is so much fun? Huh?
Marge, I can't be the ethical one.
That's right. He can't. He has a secret Alexa. I'm only for cookies and Pop-Tarts.
I'm going for a drive in an old-fashioned Freedom-mobile with nobody tracking me except the apps on my phone. Mr. Burns, what are you doing here?
I don't know. I was in one of those cursed robot cars saying I felt like a poisoned rat.
And you wound up at Moe's. Well, fancy that. Oh, buying those keywords really paid off.
I think it's really sweet that Marge is having so much fun working with Homer that she has no moral obligations to do the right thing.
I mean, she just wants to be with her homie 24/7.
It's sweet.
But would you want to be with Homer 24/7?
No. He's probably not smelly. He's probably a little smelly.
I don't even want to be with myself 24/7. That's why I sleep.
Yeah, if I could get away from all of this, oh man, that'd be great. So some of Moe's keywords for his SEO include
roaches,
rats,
maggots,
poison,
dink,
Lenny,
despair,
ennui,
Bill W,
jukebox,
hell,
hole,
hellhole.
Nice.
All right, Steve, which one's your favorite?
I'm a good friend of Bill W, and I like ennui.
Ennui? Yeah. Burns is feeling hopeless against Cargo and their fleet of horseless, driverless carriages. Springfield is bestowed with the cars, but Monty thinks if they could shut down those cars, they could also bring down the company. Homer is on board to help, and since he doesn't like companies tricking people into buying things or telling them what to do, he then looks over to drink Duff beer sign on the wall, and he follows orders.
So in the dark of night, Homer, Burns, and Smithers sneak into the Cargo compound, tiptoeing around until they realize that it might just be easier to act like the employees since they do, work there. So they need to get their master key computer to disable the cars, and Homer has a key, but not to the main server room, but to the Nerfatorium, which has a door that leads to the main server room. So once at the mainframe, Smithers takes to the keyboard until their plan is thwarted.
I just need to reconfigure the deep neural net and disable the car's fuel cells. They'll all stop dead, and the company will be ruined.
No, you don't. Homer, you want to destroy the best thing that ever happened to us? Except for the 3 kids, of course.
Obviously, the 3 kids. Marge, listen to yourself. These cars are stealing our lives.
But we have a contract, and we're having so much fun. Guys, we have a situation. What does that mean?
It's the next step from sponsored rides.
Why eavesdrop on people only when they're in their cars?
We're moving the microphone from the car to the fob.
It goes everywhere, even the powder room.
We call it the unisex voidatorium.
Steve, do you take your car keys into the shitter with you?
I don't have a car.
Do you take your wife's car keys into the shitter with you?
Every time.
I guess the only place they would be if, like, you're in a public restroom.
Yeah, it'd be like, honey, can I borrow the keys? I need to take a shit.
I mean, in the key fob, not a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, I do have, like, a fob for my, to get into my building, and so they might have all my info.
Oh, your building. I didn't know you owned it.
Our building, sorry, my wife and I.
Oh, she owns it too?
Yeah. 60-40.
That's my favorite count of shrimp to buy at the store.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So, as Marge wonders why she's still with the company, Smithers is just one button away from disabling all the cars, and Burns orders him to release the pound sign. Just then, Marge bursts in, telling him not to press the button since it'll leave fingerprints. She then fires her Nerf cannon, hitting that hashtag key.
Which is funny because the hashtag key is like next to the L, where the colon would be, and there's not that. That's not a thing. Shift 3, my friend. It's always going to be Shift 3. Anyway. So Homer is glad that Marge has chosen the good side, and Monty is delighted that for once in his life, he is the lesser of 2 evils. So in a flash, all the cars in Springfield stop at once, leading to chaos, or as Sideshow Mel puts it, a Notopia, if that's a thing.
And Lenny sits in his car enjoying one of the true treasures in life, eating fish dicks. His seafood-based joy is interrupted by several pussycats who pounce into Lenny's car, attacking him, and especially his eyes. And another citizen panics as he locked in his car just as the radio plays the 1976 Charlene hit, I've Never Been to Me, leading a man trapped in the car to pull out a gun and shoot himself in the head, leaving Steve delighted.
Indeed.
I was going to ask this, like, what's the deal with fish sticks, and why is there, like, only 2 brands that make them? There's Vandekamps and Gordon's.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can trust that Gordon's fisherman. Yeah, there should be more.
Because we were talking about how there's a YouTube channel, Epicurious, and like every month or so they'll have like 3 chefs reviewing store brand or like products that you would buy at the store, like of multiple things, like pasta sauces or potato chips. And I was thinking like they should do that with fish sticks, but I look at my app for my local Kroger and all I could get is Gordon's or Vandekamps. I'm sure there's other brands, but like, I don't know. Do you like a fish stick? When's the last time you had a fish stick?
When's the last time I had a fish stick? I may have had a fish stick and a fish taco.
Yeah.
But like to sit down and just have a fish stick, it's been a while. I like a fish stick though, because
yeah,
as long as they're like not soggy or cooked Lisa style, you know,
right?
Burnt on the outside, frozen in the middle. I think it can be pretty tasty. But I do think that other brands should like get in on the action. Like, I mean, Tyson doesn't need any more work, but what about Holyfield?
Tyson, we'll buy Tyson some fishing poles and say get to work.
Yeah.
If we teach Tyson how to fish, they could fish billions. I mean, feed billions.
Yes. But if you just give them a fish, they'll eat for a day.
I mean, all you have to do with Tyson is just ground up some of the chicken and put some seawater in there and say, call it good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning on purchasing some fish sticks here soon so my daughter can put a fish stick in her mouth and see if she likes it.
I like that you're planning to do it. You're not committing it just yet, but you're thinking about it.
Well, the next time I go to the store, if I see fish sticks, I will buy Gordon's over Vandy Cabs, because we looked it up, and I think people like Gordon's. It's a little bit more pricier, but right now there's a sale, so
Nice.
I will keep you abreast.
Please do. I will be waited with bated breath. So Burns, Smithers, Homer, and Marge watch from Monty's office as the cargo stocks tank, saying that they just need to bide their time. And seconds later, Smithers slips through the channels to learn that cargo was purchased by French Mustards, Inc., and then that French Mustard is closing down their cargo division to concentrate on mustard. Good call.
So it's like Paramount buying Warner Brothers and then to shut down Warner Brothers. Okay, cool. Homer asks Mr. Burns if Marge could have a job at the plant, since they make such a dynamic duo. Monty scoffs at the idea, saying that he doesn't believe in the perils of personal attraction in the workplace. He looks to Smithers for support, but he walks away frustrated. Monty suddenly has a memory of Homer calling him crazy, wrinkly, short piece of garbage.
We then dive into the brain of C. Montgomery Burns, where a dry cleaner carousel spins with his memories dangling on hangers such as Conscious Embrace of Evil, First Million, First Kiss, as well as Homer's insult. So Marge then shoots Burns in the back of the head with the Nerf cannon, replacing Homer's hate with Al Jolson songs. So Burns begins to sing Toot Toot Tootsie Goodbye, and Smithers happily dances along. Homer and Marge decide to let them be and head home, self-driving the old-fashioned way. In their car, they enjoy a glass of wine, and we see that they are on the back of a tow truck driven by a very special guest. And we'll learn who that guest is, and the latest from Cargo, in this clip.
That's right. None of that unreliable technology. Just a good old human driver.
Okay, this was a bump in the road, but I have a new way into consumers. Talking tattoos.
Dove Mexicana, para que el sur del sabor de la frontera. Oh, sí!
Wow.
Well, talking tattoos have yet to make the prediction of The Simpsons predicted it yet, but I'm sure it'll happen. And then we got to hear Tracy Morgan, and I'm wondering, was this right after he had recovered from the accident?
I think so, yeah.
The Walmart car hitting him and killing a couple people?
Yeah, it was a pretty bad situation. It kind of took him out. Because that was in 2014, but he was out of business for a few years. So yeah, this is probably him coming back. And actually, it was 2 episodes in this season. So
yeah, they probably had Tracy Morgan for a day. Hey, can you read these lines for us?
And he read one line, and they're like, "That's hilarious."
Or he just came in, recorded lines, and let's work around what he just said to an episode.
That is a very likely scenario.
I would like to know the real Tracy Morgan, because I'll hear him on interviews, but every time he does an interview, he's still a character. Who is the real Tracy Morgan? Obviously, people like working with him. He gets jobs. He's funny, so he has some sort of professional decorum. I just want to know who the real Tracy is.
Yeah, we've been to Tracy Morgan, but we've never been to him, to paraphrase Charlene.
I watched the new show. He's on the Rise and Fall of Reggie Dinkins, and he's not Tracy Jordan from 30 Rock on the show. He can play aloof, but he's not all aloof on that show. There is things working in his brain.
Yeah, he's definitely more of a human being in that show, but he still is Tracy Morgan.
But it's weird, if you watch the first couple seasons, especially the first season of 30 Rock, that Tracy Jordan character is so different from the final season of 30 Rock. They very flanderized every character on 30 Rock, but not in a bad way. I love it for that. So it's one of my top 10 sitcoms of all time, Steve. And how would you know that?
From our Patreon, of course.
That's right. You were laughing. Did I say something funny?
I was thinking about a Tracy Jordan thing where...
okay. I thought I miss...
No, he's be nice to me or I'll show you the back of my hand. And in the back of his hand has a Post-it note that says, please be nice to me. That's just funny.
All right. That's a good tattoo. And then get that tattooed on the back of your hand and make sure it talks just like Tracy Morgan.
Yes, I like that.
That's my tattoo for the week. Oh. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah, because otherwise I'd get a Duff talking tattoo.
Right. Steve, the credits begin to roll, but before we go, we get to see Marge and Homer enjoy a romantic ride in a cargo, complete with champagne, chocolates, and flowers. And Homer talks about snuggling Marge all red light long. So the couple make out in the car, crashes, and Homer and Marge discover that once again they are parked in front of the church, where Reverend Lovejoy is once again taking a big ol' holy shit.
Oh boy. And that's our episode. All right, let's take a little break. Think about what we just saw. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. Let's finish up our discussion of Baby, You Can't Drive My Car. We'll talk about the things that made us laugh, the things that made us think, and what we thought about the episode. And then we'll find out what we're watching next week. But before we do all of that, we like to give each other gifts that we think our other host might enjoy from the episode or inspired by the episode. And this week is no different. So for Craig, I got you a pink cargo shirt just like Bart has, an Alexa that's only for cookies and Pop-Tarts, some lemon rhombuses or lemon squares, depending on how persnickety you are. And of course, I got you a regulation hockey rink.
Wow. It's like all in that bag, too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very tight bag.
You took two of the things I was going to give you, which was the lemon squares, or the nerds, the lemon rhombi, they would say. And then you also took my Amazon Alexa that only orders you Pop-Tarts and cookies. So I guess I'll just keep mine and you keep yours.
Sounds good, but you can have the hockey rink. You can play some hockey.
I will. I also got you a location. I went to your building, and I wanted everyone to evacuate the surrounding apartments in your area, so I gassed them.
Oh, thank you.
And I turned everyone's apartment into a Nerfatorium, so you have all those rooms, you get all the Nerf guns you want.
That sounds rad.
You'll also have to pick up the dead bodies because I didn't clean it out.
Nah, that's fine. It just adds to the ambience.
Besides the other two food items, I also got you some mint deodorant.
Yum.
And even though Mr. Burns has a Fabergé chicken, I knew you would want something that's more up your alley, so I got you a Fabergé chicken nugget.
Ooh, tasty.
You're not supposed to eat it. Or are you?
I don't know. Either way, that looks pretty fancy. I like it.
And I also got you a shirt. I got you the polos that Homer and Marge wear that say cargo. Ooh. And I know it's a polo for the fact that there's two buttons underneath the collar. So I think that could, we always talked about is Homer wearing a polo or a button-down shirt. Now that we know that he's wearing a polo here, I guess his regular white shirt isn't a polo.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. I think you could be correct. So it is a button-up.
Yeah, there's always a lot of chicken talk in this episode. Polo and chicken nuggets, Fabergé chickens.
I'm sorry if I'm dense. What does polo have to do with chicken?
It's a Spanish word for chicken, polo.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. And asked and answered. Thank you.
Oh, one more thing. Homer's beard that he stole from David Letterman in the beginning of the episode.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's it.
I've always wanted a beard. Something about my wife. Okay. Speaking of liking things, what did you like in this episode, Craig? And what did you think of the episode?
We didn't listen to, obviously, our retelling of this episode on our podcast. Just played clips in the beginning like we usually do for these spring cleaning episodes. But I remember, of course, liking this episode. And now I'm enjoying watching this from a different perspective of we've grown in 7 years as a people and as a world, and seeing that how like some of the things have come true with like the Waymos. It's amazing. Like wow, the Simpsons did it, but I'm not going to say that. So it was enjoyable to go back and watch this, and I had fun watching it again. And I forgot how I liked, and I'm pretty sure this is what I would say in the review 7 years ago, was that the Homer and Marge teaming up, we like that because it is something we don't always see when they're actually on a team and they aren't fighting or Homer's not trying to win her over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sweet that Marge wants to keep the job with Homer working at the plant, and them bringing back, bookending it with Burns and Mr. Smithers. Like, you see them in the beginning, and you feel like most of the times that scene with him crashing through the window and quitting the job. But every time Homer gets a new job, we never see Burns bringing Homer back. And the fact that he came into play as part of the good guys to help Homer take down the bad guys, I think that's what I liked about it. I'm going to assume that's probably what I liked about it originally as well. So I have that for favorite scenes. Of course, anytime there's a guy with a gun to his head.
It's hilarious.
Them saying all the funny phrases so the cars take them to places like the monkey business or holy crap. Literally Lovejoy taking a shit. Probably my favorite scenes there. And just all the, silliness that he does with the autonomous car, especially with recreating the opening with Maggie and the steering wheel, and of course Lenny and his eye bit coming back. I still think it's a fun episode. So if I were to give this a ranking, look, Waymo, we talked about them. It's kind of what this cargo will soon become, is Waymo. And we were discussing what locations that Waymo exists, and I looked it up. So right now we have Phoenix, Arizona, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and soon in Texas areas like Austin, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. And they're looking to expand to Miami, Nashville, Orlando, and Atlanta. So no Chicago or New York, like I said. It's probably good that it's not over there. I feel like...
Yeah.
I think there's certain places like New York, Chicago, Philadelphia that Waymo should be not in existence, because come football season, a Waymo in Philadelphia will be destroyed.
Win or lose, it's on fire.
Yeah. Same with Chicago. Same with New York.
Yeah.
New Yorkers would just go to the Waymo and be like, hey, get out of here. We don't want your kind here. This is New York. And they would get into fights, and then the car would just be sitting there, and then New York would be like, oh, what did you say? Come say that to my face. And then the belligerent New Yorker would start fighting the car.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm saying, so like, out of those areas, look, LA is great because it makes all of our favorite TV shows and movies. I mean, it used to. San Francisco is pretty cool. I've been to Phoenix multiple times. Downtown Phoenix isn't that great. So, look, if we're talking Texas, Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, all great cities. We got to say Austin just because Portland stole its catchphrase.
Sure.
Keep Austin weird. But I'm going to say out of those four cities, we'll give this a San Antonio out of Austin.
That's fair.
To just Dallas and Houston. Steve, what did you think of this episode?
It's funny doing the spring cleaning thing because I have little to no memory of this episode watching it, but I had a great time. I think it does a great job of both capturing the moment that they're in, which is amazing because, they produced this like 2 years before the episode aired, but also it predicts the future in a good way. And yeah, it's just funny how, and I think I may have referenced this earlier, how in the episode there's like this optimism about the future, about like these startup companies and how they might revolutionize the way that we work and the way we live and make life easier for us in this technological future, this utopia that we hope for. But as Sideshow Mel puts it, we're living in a not-topia and everything is bad. And so it's kind of fascinating to like look at this through our modern lens. As far as the plot of the episode goes, I really like, Homer finally getting fired. I mean, I know he's been fired a million times, but this leading to that. I think Marge and Homer teaming up and being really supportive of each other. Like, not just Marge enjoying working with Homer, but Homer, offering ideas like having hero sandwiches with, Superhero Day and all that. That's great. Also, I like all the business with the automated cars. I love Lenny not being able to enjoy his fish sticks and just the fact that being his delightful thing that he enjoys. And of course, like you mentioned, the driving to weird places and Skinner and Agnes, their situation. I really enjoyed this episode. It was a lot of fun. It's great to revisit it. And I think that this time around, I appreciate it a lot more because I think that the corporate structure of it and just the team up of Smithers and Burns as good guys is a lot of fun. And I also like seeing them as 20-year-olds. And it's good to see the nerds again. But in the beginning of the episode, Homer is watching a Korean soap opera. And so one of the most beloved Korean soap operas, as I'm sure you know, Craig, is Guardian, the Lonely and Great God, which aired from 2016 to 2017. And so of that 16 episodes, out of this, I'm going to give this a 15. Will You Be My Bride, in which Untak is suspicious when Shin suddenly appears on the street in Canada, but he reminds her of her promise to treat him to a meal. And that's what I think of this episode.
I just don't like that episode because Shin is my least favorite character.
Yeah, Shin can be a bit of a drama king, but I gotta say the actor, Gang Yu, he really puts his heart into it, and you really lose yourself into him, so.
Well, I'll accept your review, but watch yourself, because I'm no Shin man.
I will never call you a Shin man, I promise. All right, that was great. Great to talk about. Baby, You Can't Drive My Car yet again. But I'm excited to see what we're talking about next week. And we're going to go off the spring cleaning and back to our questionable friend, the Wheel Random. So let's give it a spin to see which season we're in. Boop. Alrighty, we have season 18.
Oh boy.
Let's give it another spin to see which episode we're watching. Boop. Alrighty, we have episode 7, season 18, episode 7. Craig, what do you think the title of that is?
Well, this episode, of course, was a parody of the song Baby You Can Drive My Car by the band known as the, let me check my notes, Beatles. Must be some Korean band that I'm not familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
It's just called Drive My Car, not Baby You Could Drive My Car. Ugh. And shouldn't have been about Maggie driving it since it's a baby.
Listen, they can't even spell Beatles right, so.
Right. Those lads from Liverpool. I'm going to say that it's another Beatles song, which I'm sure there's other, Beatles songs that get parodied, right? Yeah. Let's go with Love Me Do, the Beatles song, but it'll be called Love Mo's Do.
I like
Is
it.
That the title?
That sounds great. Unfortunately,
you're just thinking of the if that was an episode, Mo gets a new haircut, right?
I got an afro.
It's a literal pitch in the writer's room. I don't know. Mo gets a haircut. Perfect. Let's write that episode.
All right. Sadly, that is not correct, but we do get another song title because next week's episode is entitled "I Cream." Nope. Next week's title is "Ice Cream of Margie with the Light Blue Hair."
All right.
Which does have hair involved it, but what do you think that episode's about?
It's summertime, and it's hot, and the kids want a tasty treat, and they hear the ice cream truck come by, and they're all excited. And so they get a ice cream pops, like the character ones, like the Turtles one, but it always is disformed. And so Bart gets a troll doll one, and when Marge sees it and opens it, it looks like her. So Marge is mad, so she goes to sue the ice cream business that makes the ice creams that look like her head because she doesn't want kids licking her face.
Right.
And in the B story, Maggie and Homer take a trip to Arizona, where Maggie becomes a gunfighter in a old ghost town timey show, like a tourist trap.
Mm-hmm.
And then Homer, just is her manager. There you go. That's the story. I'm sorry it's not as creative as I usually am.
No, I think that's great. I'd watch that. It sounds like a lot of fun. But sadly, that is not what happens because here is what happens. When Homer is left an ice cream truck after the owner passes away, he becomes an ice cream man. Meanwhile, Marge puts all the leftover popsicle sticks to use by making them into sculptures. But when Homer hits her sculptures with his new truck, their relationship goes down a rocky road.
Wow. Did you make that up, or is that in the copy? All right.
It's in the copy, but I just enjoyed it too much to not do it.
Yeah. Rocky Road. Such a boring flavor now. Remember, as a kid, that was exotic.
Yeah. I feel like the marshmallow form factor sucks, and it is a mid flavor at best.
All right. Well, I think we should probably eat some ice cream while we talk about the episode next week. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
Have an ice cream corner. We used to have the beer corner, not the ice
Ooh,
cream corner.
I like that a lot.
It's only because Steve, if you don't know, he makes his own ice cream.
I made a coffee ice cream with peanut butter. It was okay.
I'm glad you admit that some of your tries aren't successes.
Yeah, I've had some hits, some misses. It's trial and error, but it's still ice cream, so it's fun. But thank you so much for listening this week and every week. And hey, thank you so much for listening. And if you want to reach out to us, you can always go to our socials, like the Instagram or the YouTube at 138Simpsons, or you can always email us at 138Simpsons@gmail.com.
Don't forget to sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/AnnoyedGrumpboys. It's $5 a month, and each week you get a bonus episode. Well, it could be a classic Simpsons episode we talk about from the Golden Age, seasons 1 through 10, or us talking about a movie, or us talking about a TV show that's not The Simpsons, or us just talking. We do that a lot on podcasts. That's all you're supposed to do is talk.
Yeah, that's what podcasts are.
Yeah, $5 a month. Come on. Don't be shy. Be cool.
Yes.
And subscribe. This week we've talked about a movie called National Lampoon's Movie Madness. That was Julie Kavner, Marge Simpson herself, her first theatrical movie role.
And I was surprised by the results of that movie.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you what we thought about it. You have to sign up.
That's right.
And hear us talk about it.
And hey, if you're so kind, go to your favorite podcasting app, leave us 5 stars or the equivalent. But you don't need to write a real review. Just tell us what you would do in a self-driving car while it drove.
I'm pretty sure we're just going to get a lot of words, people saying just masturbate. So
that's what I was thinking too, yeah.
I mean, drink and fuck.
Can you put videos in iPad reviews? Or in podcast reviews? Because if so, I'm curious.
You want to watch people pound off? All right, well, that's Steve. I'm not going to king shame. Hey, check out our TeePublic site, tpublic.com/user/AnnoyedGrumpboys for some Annoyed Grump Boy merch.
Alrighty, thank you so much again. For this week, I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Steve.
And I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Craig.
And remember, TV never talks to just me.
You are a short, whiny piece of garbage. Oh, was I supposed to do a quote?
Eat our rust, Toledo.